אלו דברים שיש להם חזקה ואלו דברים שאין להם חזקה. These are the things that have a chazaka, and these are the things that don't have a chazaka. Hayamami behema bechater, tanur rechaim lechirayim. If somebody puts an animal in the courtyard, or an oven, a grinder for grinding flour, or a stove, ungadel tangolim, he raises chickens or deposits his manure in the courtyard. Ain't a chazaka, there is no chazaka of all. However, if he makes a divider, he puts up a fence 10 tefachim high for his animal. V'chein l'sanur, v'chein l'chirayim, v'chein l'rechaim. He does this for his oven, the stove, or the flour grinder. Hichnis targolim, l'so chalais. He takes his chickens into the house. V'asam makom l'zivlo amok shlosha, o gavo ha-shlosha. Or if he makes a place for his manure, like by digging a pit, or putting a fence up 3 tefachim deep or 3 tefachim high. Harezu chazaka. This is a chazaka. Why? Because if the property owner had a problem with it over a 3-year period of time, he surely would have said something by now. So since you've got a chazaka, we assume it must be okay to continue. Let's have a party. The Gemara says, what makes the first clause different from the last clause? If some intruder comes into your yard and dumps a pile of manure, surely you're going to say something whether or not he digs a hole for it. What's going on here? I demand answers. Amar Ula. Ula said, Kol she'ilu b'nifnei hager kana, b'nifnei chavero chana. Anything that would cause you to inherit the property of a ger, that's a convert. Those same things cause you to acquire chazaka in your fellow's property, such as digging or making partitions. Kol she'ilu b'nifnei hager lo kana, b'nifnei chavero lo kana. Anything that would not cause you to acquire a convert's property does not acquire, in our case here, of the property of one's fellow. Maski's Rav Sheshes. We have our first challenger. Rav Sheshes challenges. Uchlalahu. Is that the general rule? Very near. Let's take the act of plowing, for instance. If you dug up the ground a little bit on the property of a convert that passed away without any Jewish heirs, you could inherit the property because you improved it by preparing it for planting. But if we're talking about our case here, in the property of one's fellow, this won't make a chazaka. That doesn't make any sense. Or take, for example, eating fruits. If you're harvesting produce for 3 years and nobody complains, it's fair to assume that it's really your property. You have a chazaka. But consuming produce will not cause you to acquire property that has become ownerless, like in our case of the deceased convert. This doesn't make any sense. Ella, Amar Rav Nachman, Amar Bava Basra. Rather, Rav Nachman said, in the name of Bava Basra. And God willing, on the next page, we'll find out how this makes sense, or perhaps we'll just get even more confused. Either way, Rav Chanani ben Akasha, oh man, let's have Baruch Zakaras Yisrael. Torah mitzvos shnema. Adonai chafetz leman tzidko yagdil Torah v'yadin